Hi guys, it's Tammy with Shrinking Violet DS, and today is Thursday, April 19th. It's not a regular update video today. I watched Time to Shrink Erica's 39 question tag this morning, and she says if you watch it, consider yourself tagged, so I'm doing it. It's early afternoon, I've just had some lunch, and so I thought I would take a quick moment to sit in my car and record this. So the tag was 39 questions, but there were several that I thought were just a little too much information to put on YouTube. They're the kinds of things that you get asked by like bank websites and stuff like that to verify who you are. And so I'm not answering all 39. I'm just going to answer the kind of fun, innocuous ones that I didn't find to be too much information, and so bear with me. Here we go. Number one, what is my favorite candle scent? I don't generally like scented candles except for ones that are scented with natural essential oils, and that's because synthetic scents give me a headache terribly, and just walking outside the door, the open door of like a, I was going to say Bed Bath & Beyond, that's not it. Bath & Body Works makes me cringe. And going inside a Yankee Candle, oh my gosh, same thing. Even walking outside by the door, it's just nauseating to me. So I'm really picky. I love candles, but I generally have unscented ones, or I will get the ones with natural scents, and when I do, it's usually peppermint. It smells nice and clean in the house, so I like that. It doesn't smell like I'm trying to cover up any weird smells or anything like that. Do I know a hoarder? My great-grandmother was kind of a hoarder. I remember walking around piles and piles of magazines, and my great-uncle was a hoarder, so yeah, I think so. I mean, they weren't to the point where, you know, they were going to get buried underneath their stuff and the fire department was going to have to come dig them out. They didn't find, you know, dead family pets that had disappeared 5 years earlier, anything like that. But I am known for throwing things out ruthlessly. So I consider most people to be hoarders. Number 3, can I do the splits? I can't. I took ballet for 10 years when I was young, and I took gymnastics and tap and all that stuff, and I have always been able to do the splits. Even at 260 pounds, I could do the splits completely on the right side, not completely on the left. How old was I when I learned to ride a bike? I never learned to ride a bike. I grew up on a mountaintop with no flat spaces. Our driveway was gravel, it was not paved, and the road was paved, but it was curvy. and there were no like shoulders or anything. So it was dangerous. You know, we didn't have a lot of people driving up there, but the people that did drive, you know, there was no place for me to ride, and they wouldn't be expecting a kid to ride. I did have a bike. My parents bought me a bike. My grandfather took me to the logging scale way station, which was the biggest, flattest space in the area, and I kind of rode back and forth a little bit there for a summer, and then that was it. So no, never learned to ride a bike. How many countries have I lived in? Well, I lived most of my life in the States. I did live in London briefly. I was supposed to live there for 6 months, which is not long, but I ended up even more briefly there because I got a job offer back here that I couldn't refuse. So I don't know if that quite counts, because I didn't even have time to get settled in. I mean, it was a couple months and that was it. Worst grade I ever got on a test, probably a C. If a C. I would be surprised if I got a C, but good grief, I'm old. That was too long ago. I can't remember. Tests were always really easy for me. Homework was where I did not do well, and that was because I just didn't bother doing it. I always tested well. I hated doing homework. It seemed like busy work, and I just disliked doing it. So yeah. My favorite TV show as a kid. I did not grow up with a television, and so I probably missed a lot of TV shows. I did, however, grow up traveling a lot, and so we were frequently in hotels. And so I did see TV, and of course I had friends who had televisions. I would say it just depends on the time period in my life. When I was, really little, I loved Charlie's Angels. And what else? I liked anything that was a mystery. Mysteries, for cartoons, I liked Scooby-Doo. For TV, I liked Charlie's Angels. Magnum P.I. when I got to be like 6th grade. Simon, that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of what was popular when I was in junior high. I can't even remember. And then high school. Oh, in high school I went to boarding school. We were not allowed to have television, so we didn't have a TV in the girls' dorm. But on one of my trips to Asia, I bought a little tiny portable TV. And I smuggled that into my dorm room, and my girlfriend and I would watch Quincy, the medical examiner series from the early 70s, I think. So this was late 80s. It was definitely on reruns. So we used to watch Quincy right before lunch every day in my dorm room. What else? Do I prefer an English or an American accent? I just like accents. I don't care where they're from. I like regional accents a lot, and I really lament the fact that we are losing those all around the world. I think it's too bad, really, that we're homogenizing the way we sound. I love the UK because they have a lot more regional accents, and in fact, not here in the States, we tend to have geographical regions that are quite large that have accents, or states that'll have a certain accent. But in the UK, their accents are used to be, so localized that you could have several accents within, one county, or you have several accents within London historically. So I don't care what your accent is. I don't care how you grew up speaking. Stick to it. Be true to it. Are my grandparents married? My grandparents have passed away, sadly. So, yeah. But they were up until the time they died. Have I ever taken karate? I have never taken any kind of a martial art. I took ballet, tap, and tumbling, gymnastics. First amusement park I ever went to. I am a Southern California girl, and so my first amusement park I ever went to was Knott's Berry Farm. And I was probably about 2.5. I may have been younger, but the first photo I have is of me at about 2.5, reaching out to give the organ grinder monkey a coin. And I have a picture of my father, who was born in the late 40s. I have a picture of him at about the same age, and he is at Knott's Berry Farm, and he's reaching out to give the organ grinder monkey a coin. So I love those pictures. Do I know triplets? Nope. Did I like the Titanic? Oh, did I like Titanic or The Notebook better? I never saw The Notebook. I am not a sentimental movie kind of person. My mother loves that stuff. She loves Lifetime movies and Hallmark movies. I don't even have cable. But that is not up my alley at all. As soon as she starts telling me about some show that she's watched or some movie she's watched, and it was so touching, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. But I did see Titanic. So I guess since I didn't see The Notebook, Titanic it is. Oh, and I saw Titanic because I like cruising and I like travel, not because of the love story. Have I ever had Indian food? Yes. I love Indian food. I go out for Indian food. Unfortunately, there's not good Indian food in the Portland area at all. We had one place and it closed that was decent. But yeah, there's no good Indian food here. I've spent a lot of time in India from the time I was a young girl up until current times. So I grew up on Indian food. and I continue to love it. Let's see. Oh, and I took cooking lessons in Bombay once. That was fun. My favorite restaurant, pretty much any restaurant that has good food. I don't really have a favorite restaurant, but I can tell you the restaurants that I like are not chain restaurants. They are local restaurants. I've been to Olive Garden. I have, speaking of chain restaurants. Yes, I think any college student almost worth their salt back in, I was in college in the late 80s, early 90s, has been to Olive Garden, because what is better for a college budget than unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks? So yeah, I've been to Olive Garden and I've eaten my weight in breadsticks. Do I belong to a warehouse store? That one I probably should have taken out because I just find that bizarre. That just sounds like something somebody's asking me so that they can try to market to me. So I'm not going to answer that one. What would my parents have named me if I had been born a boy? My mother was going to name me Devin. Who is my favorite person? Oh, do I have a favorite person? I do have a favorite person. My sweetie's my favorite person. Mwah. Do I live in a rural or suburban area? Kind of in between. It's close in, but it doesn't seem like it's close in, and I'm looking out on fields. So, I don't know. Can I whistle? Yes, but not well. I once won a whistling contest when I was 6 years old, but only because I was cute, not because I could actually whistle. Last time I was in the hospital, well, you all know that, my plastic surgery. Unless you count my ER visit after my plastic surgery for my infection in my leg. Have I seen Finding Nemo? Yes, I have. It's very cute. I think my favorite characters are the turtles and the shark, who goes around saying that fish are friends, not food. And I always say that to my cats whenever they bring me in something small and furry or feathered. The last compliment I received in this community, my goodness, it's hard to keep up. You guys are all so complimentary. In my real life, so to speak, my offline life, yesterday a man stopped me in the grocery store and told me that I was beautiful and looked like Annette Bening, and that I must get that all the time. Actually, nobody's ever told me I look like Annette Bening. So yeah, yesterday in the grocery store. Do I remember my dreams? I do usually remember my dreams, and like I say to my husband, it is a carnival in there. My dreams are usually absolutely bizarre and make no sense and make me laugh when I get up. But Time to Shrink Erica was saying that she usually remembers her dreams when her husband has done something in a dream to make her mad and she wakes up mad at him. That has happened to me a couple of times, and it is the most bizarre thing to wake up just absolutely pissed at somebody and they have no idea why, and you're just furious with them, and it takes a second after you wake up to realize that you've got no reason to be mad. It was a dream, but it just seems so real. What kind of tea do I like? I like all kinds of tea. I've yet to meet a tea I don't like, except for spearmint. Spearmint makes me nauseous in any form whatsoever. I can't even smell it. Even smelling spearmint makes me nauseous. If somebody's chewing spearmint gum, I have to get away from them. How many pairs of shoes do I own? A lot. I own a lot of shoes. In my defense, my husband owns even more. But yeah, we have a lot of shoes. Enough that my movers called, or my friend, I don't know, I was moving. Somebody referred to them as my Imelda Marcos starter kit. How old was I when I learned that Santa Claus wasn't real? I was 3 years old, and I was in Oklahoma at my grandparents' ranch, and my cousin, who's always been mean to me when we were little, not as adults, but when we were little, she was terrible to me. I think because she was the youngest girl before I came along in the family, and then it was me, and so I got all the attention. And so yeah, she wasn't nice, and she told me that Santa wasn't real. on Christmas Eve, as we were standing at the window looking through the snow to try and see Santa's sleigh coming. That was nice. Do I speak a second language? Yes, I do. I'm not fluent. I speak Spanish. I'm not fluent by any stretch of the imagination. I've not taken classes. My Spanish is all self-taught and taught through traveling through Mexico extensively my entire life, and Spain as an adult. I speak enough that I could speak to all the nurses and everybody, the doctors and everyone in the hospitals when I went down for my plastics and for my weight loss surgery. Let's see. Do I have a best friend? I do, and she's been my best friend since I was 13 years old, and she still is. That is it for me. Like I said, not 39 questions, but some were just, yeah. I left out ones like, have you ever been arrested? What's your nickname? What are your daily meds? Do you have any illnesses? That kind of thing. Do I have family in the military? I just think that, I don't know, it just smacks to me of information gathering, and so I didn't answer that. But I'm going to post down below the entire full list for those of you who want to play along. And I'm going to specifically tag people because I think that more people will participate if they are specifically tagged. But if I do specifically tag you, please realize you, like me or not, don't feel like you have to answer all the questions. Answer the ones you want, or don't answer them at all. It's up to you. If I don't specifically tag you and you'd like to play along, consider yourself tagged. I'd love to learn more about all the people that I subscribe to. All right, let's see. Who am I going to tag? I will tag, I'm trying to think, people who are pretty active, because some people that I watch haven't posted recently. I would love to see more from Cindy VSG, but she hasn't posted recently, but I'm going to tag her anyway. I'm going to tag Heather Feathering, who I haven't seen recently. And I'm going to tag Lisa Pickens. Sorry, Lisa, whom I haven't seen recently. And she said she was stopping her channel, but I'm hoping that maybe she'll do this anyway. Grace Gets Gastric. You're tagged. And I feel like there should be one more at least. Oh, Kristen from Asta Celery Masa. I haven't seen you recently either. So I'm trying to get you ladies who I haven't seen recently back in the game. Talk to you later. Bye.